Joining us now, Kentucky Republican James Comer from House Oversight. It's good to see you, Congressman. Okay, climate envoy John Kerry testifies today. He said, yes, a pipeline is more carbon efficient than a train or a truck. He admitted that, yes, China is making a lot of money, solar panels made by slave labor in its prison camps. We haven't heard John Kerry talk like and testify like this before. What's going on?
Well, for once, he's being honest, and I didn't like what I heard, and I don't think most Americans would either. The whole energy plan for Joe Biden's finally kicking in. We're seeing inflation at the gas pump, and we're seeing shortages at the gas pump. Now we're learning that much of the the materials used for solar panels are made with slave labor in China. So the fact that they want to sign another climate agreement with China who uses slave labor, much less the fact that China is the world's largest polluter, is very troubling. And I'm glad to hear John Kerry admit that under oath today.
Yeah, major human rights abuses, too, watchdogs say. Kerry also testified for the first time that he's flying commercial after a lot of criticism that he flies a private jet that emits a lot of pollution. Let's listen to John Kerry talk today about the world's worst polluter, as you say, committing human rights abuses in its prison labor camps. Watch this.
You're absolutely correct. Ranking Member McCall, it is a problem. The Xinjiang province not only produces some of the solar panels that we believe are being, in some cases, produced in forced labor by Uyghurs, but also there are a significant amount of rare earth mineral that's used in the solar panels themselves. It is my understanding that the Biden administration is right now in the process of assessing whether or not that will be the target of sanctions.
Isn't it true that pipelines are more carbon delivery efficient than trains or trucks or other forms of delivery? If you could answer just that limited question.
Yeah, that is true. I think that is true. But it doesn't mean you necessarily want to be adding another line when there are other alternatives. But is it better than train and better than that? Yes, it is. I can push to 12:30, but I am flying commercial and have a flight that I have to make, so I have to leave here by 12:30.
Okay, he's flying commercial. He's saying that the Biden administration is going to do sanctions on China over slave labor. Is that true? What do you think?
Well, I don't know that it's true. That's the first word I've heard of it. They should do sanctions, but if we're looking at doing sanctions with a country, why in the world would we be trying to do a climate agreement with a country or any other type of agreement with China right now? China's hacking into a lot of our technology right now, and now we've proven that they're using slave labor to produce this Green New Deal solar panels that the Democrats are obsessed with converting our energy policy into. And I just think it's a terrible precedent to try to do any major agreement with China when we know that any agreement that Joe Biden's going to sign with China, China's going to have the upper hand. So I'm glad John Kerry came today. I'm surprised that I'm saying that, but he was truthful, and we've got problems with China.
What is the oversight of John Kerry's climate office? Who's in that office? The State Department already has an ocean and environmental unit. Why do you need a climate czar separate office with dozens of people working there that we really don't know what they're doing? Did John Kerry fly to China and get concessions, give China rather concessions in April when he met with them over climate change? You know what I mean? So, and the other thing too is he's pressuring U.S. oil and gas companies, U.S. banks to not lend to U.S. oil and gas companies after, he made millions of dollars in stock in oil and gas and nuclear. You know what I mean? So what is going on with his office there? Who's doing the oversight?
Well, the Oversight Committee is going to try to find out about who all works there and what their roles are. Remember, this is just a new thing that was created by Joe Biden. So we're going to try to provide oversight with that. But I can tell you, there aren't very many people in America that should trust John Kerry when we send him to negotiate as an envoy, because what we've learned recently about the fact that he was probably committing treason by telling Iran secrets, military strategy, at the same time that Iran was funding Hamas, which we now see Hamas is waging war against Israel. So John Kerry has a lot of credibility issues, but to make him the climate czar is very, very questionable. Another bad move by Joe Biden.
You know, Congressman, we don't mean to put you on the spot here. You've been terrific coming on the show, and we're really grateful for you to join us. But the folks out there hear time and again, people say, we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to get to the bottom of it. What exactly can be done about finding out what is going on with this climate change office and what pressure they're putting on the energy industry in terms of the Biden administration, and what concessions are they giving to China, the world's worst polluter? More GSEs coming out of China than the entire world combined.
No, I agree, and we've requested that information. Remember, this is a new office that's just been created, so the information has been slow coming in. We're going to stay on it. We're going to try to message and make sure the American people know what's going on. Unfortunately, the Democrats are in control right now, or we would absolutely cut that budget to zero, where it should be.
Hear you. We hear you, Congressman Comer.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, sir. It's good to see you.